Hi everybody, Jennifer Blevin-Smith with Integral Clinic Solutions, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Navigating the Business of Medicine. Today I want to talk about guarantors or responsible parties when it comes to minors being seen in the practice. A lot of people may not be aware of this, but there are laws and regulations against sending minors medical bills in the mail. You cannot list a patient who is a minor, 17 and under, as the responsible party or guarantor in an account. There may be some exceptions to this, like if they're an emancipated minor, and that doesn't happen very often. When you are registering a patient, specifically a minor, it's very important that your front office or whoever is doing the registration is entering the legal guardian or parent's information where it comes to the guarantor/responsible party section of your EMR. All EMRs should have that separate section, and they should always be correct. They should always be the parent or legal guardian for minors who are patients. Now, this can get confusing because when a patient has Medicaid insurance, so they are state insured, you put the patient as the subscriber. So it's not like you put down the parent's name as the subscriber, you put down the actual patient because they all have kind of their individual policies with the state. This is different if they were insured by a commercial plan under their parent's insurance, where you would put the parents as the subscriber. So people get really confused in this situation because they will list the subscriber and the guarantor as the same person if the patient has Medicaid. But if they are a minor, it has to be different. If it's a minor with state Medicaid insurance, you put them, the individual child, as the subscriber, but the responsible party guarantor field would be their legal guardian or their parent. If the patient has commercial insurance, then the subscriber most likely is going to be the responsible party and the subscriber as well. So where it gets really confusing is with the state Medicaid insurance, but you have to make sure that you're educating your front office to know that the subscriber would still be the minor, but the responsible party who would be paying the bills and who would be responsible for any kind of financial obligations, if you will, would be still listed as the parent or the legal guardian. And you might say, hey, most Medicaid, you don't have patient responsibility, so why does it matter? Well, that's a good question. In most Medicaid plans, you're correct. They don't put patient responsibility, but there are a few out there that, might have an MCO plan where they'll have to be responsible for a certain amount out of pocket, depending on maybe it's a sliding scale type plan or something based on their income. The purpose of this is just to make sure that your front office staff is always doing it correctly. There's one way of doing it, and for all patients who are minors, you never put the patient as the responsible party or the guarantor. Then there's no ifs, ands, or buts. They know if they are registering a patient who's 17 or under and they come to the responsible party field, they know they cannot put the patient. They just get in the good habit of putting down the parent or legal guardian in that situation. And a lot of EMRs, if they're good and robust, you can connect multiple different patient accounts to the same guarantor or responsible party, which is really nice. So you might look up one patient and click on the guarantor button, and you would see who the guarantor is, but you can see all the accounts listed under that guarantor who are also patients at your clinic. So if Jennifer, I'm the responsible party, guarantor, and you click on my name in one of their accounts, you might see child A, B, and C all listed under there as well because they're seen at the practice, but I would be receiving the bills for all of them. The other thing you want to make sure is with the responsible party guarantor, sometimes the parent who insures the child is not necessarily the responsible party. It might be the other parent, and that can get really confusing, and you might get stuck in the middle of some ugly kind of custody divorce stuff. So you guys can have a policy in your practice, and I would definitely talk about this and put it in your handbook and have the policy, so if patients ask you about it, you have it readily available, that whomever is the subscriber on the insurance, or whoever the parent is that brings in the patient to be seen, automatically gets listed as the responsible party, and statements go to them, and it's between their own selves, their own personal issues, that they get those bills to whomever is responsible for paying those. That's not any of your business unless you have specific court orders or paperwork showing that you need to send it to a specific parent. Other than that, I would have a policy in place so that if that ever comes up, you can say, I appreciate that you're asking me to do this, but our business clinic policy is whomever brings in the patient for their first visit is the responsible party. You will be receiving statements, and then it will be your responsibility to give it to the other parent to pay. And they might get upset about that. You might have to get your manager involved, but it's good to have that policy because it can get really ugly and you put your staff in a really awkward situation. And that's honestly not our responsibility. It's not our business. That's between individual families. And as long as they are working together, then they can deal with that themselves. So make sure you have that policy in place too. But again, just remember, minors can never be the responsible party / guarantor on an account, and it needs to be a legal guardian or parent who would be paying the bills or any financial obligation. If you have any questions or comments about this, please leave that in the comments below. Smash the thumbs up button if today's video was helpful, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for the support, you guys. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.